Good day to you. You're watching Beyond the Test Drive, and we have been having a blast this week with this 2025 Toyota 4Runner. This is in the Trailhunter. This is a top dog trim, and it's also in this really cool Everest green color. Everest is not the word that conjures up green, but seems like it's icy mountaintops. But here in this sort of forest green color, it looks fantastic. Now the Trailhunter is at the top of the food chain in the 4Runner lineup, and yes, this week it was overkill for what we were doing with it. This was our beach buggy this week. We took it to the beach, we took it on a road trip. It did not see a rock, and I will tell you, this has been an absolute surprising blast vehicle to hang out with. This is one of the few vehicles that folks have come up to me, I think 4 or 5 times, whether at the gas station, at the store, and they wanted to talk about it. They loved the color. A lot of those folks, 2 or 3, actually were 4Runner fans. They owned the older one, and they had no issues with this new turbo 4-cylinder. They're looking forward to the day that they could trade their older one in, because this does have tons of torque. And this is just a fantastic looking vehicle. It looks rugged, it looks tough. You got the vintage front grille here. You also have the TRD Off-Road Pro. Both of those sort of take a different spin on ultimate off-roading capabilities. This one here is fully kitted out for sort of like overlanding. You have tons of ground clearance. You have a lot of customization with a aftermarket suspension, old Man Emu, different components in there. You got the ARB roof rack up there, 700 pounds you could put up here, so definitely for sleeping. You also get some crazy things like this snorkel on the front, this air intake, and we'll talk about that on the drive. But as you see it here, this one's it's not cheap. It's right around 70K, but you do feel kind of invincible, that you can conquer the world, or you can conquer the highway and daily life also in this. Let's punch it. Let me show you what gave us that fairly brisk acceleration, and that is this 2.4 liter turbo, but this is the iForce Max, meaning that it is a mild hybrid system, 48 volt system that adds an electric motor between the transmission and this 4-cylinder turbo, giving you 311 horsepower, I think, and 400 and what's the number, 426, I don't know, I'll put the number up there, but tons of torque. It's hard to argue with the torque of this engine. And again, as we get it out on more driving, it's not the best sounding. We've already heard that from every reviewer in the past. We've already heard all the dings about moving away from V6s and V8s, but it is really hard to argue with the drivability of this. Again, you can get the 2.4 liter turbo, or you can get the 2.4 liter turbo iForce Max. So iForce or iForce Max. I'll put the regular iForce numbers up there. Not a bad engine. I drove that in the Tacoma. It also is decent torque numbers on that also, but I think this one does give you the edge that you may need given the weight of this vehicle. Now, whether you get the iForce or iForce Max, they're both going to tow 6,000 pounds. That's all driving through an 8-speed transmission through a part-time 4-wheel drive system. But this one here has all the bells and whistles for off-road goodies. You have these rock rails on the side here that you can use as a step. They're not the best step in the world. Tons of ground clearance, I think 10 or 11 inches. Again, you do have this more softer sprung off-road suspension customized specifically for the Trailhunter. Lots of Under Armour body, lots of underbody armor under this to protect you from the rocks. You do have this really cool 20-inch light bar, custom off the shelf or aftermarket, and you do get some cool fog lights that you can change colors on, which is also very cool. Get these 18-inch gold wheels. I wasn't a fan of these when I first saw them, but this week they have been, again, people have been drawn to this gold wheels, 33-inch Toyos off-road tires, and these have some meaty tread on them, but they've been actually pretty decent out on dry pavement as far as noise levels. You also get a full-size spare tire down there along with your hitch on this one, and you also get a disconnecting front sway bar if you really want to articulate those front wheels, and you do get an electronically locking rear differential. And you do have power folding mirrors on this Trailhunter trim. There we go. And I got it set to unlock the back doors at the same time. Whether it's Tacoma or any level of 4Runner, you do get great storage on the door pockets here, shelf here, lots of drinks down here, so just very clever storage. This specific top trim does have full power on the passenger and the driver's seat. You have up-down lumbar, which is really nice. And again, what's nice about this trim level this week with the beach duties is this sort of pleather or fake leather. I don't know what it's called again. What is it called? Oh, lordy. Anyway, very tough, very rugged. Just feel like you could just definitely gonna wear well over the long term. Us getting in and out of it, wet clothes, wet beach clothes, sand, all that good stuff. Just felt really durable and comfortable. Again, this does have the Trailhunter floor mats. So yeah, this thing is just built for dirty stuff and dirty people getting in and out of it. Now, I have gotten pretty good at hoisting my keister up into this week. This side does not have a grab handle like the passenger side over there, but yeah, once you get in here, you do kind of feel a little bit invincible. Let's go ahead and start her up. This is a hybrid, of course, but it's a mild hybrid. It's not like the other Toyota hybrids where you get a lot of information about how the hybrid system. There's not even a screen that shows energy flow that I can find. So yeah, no EV mode or anything. Now down here to my right hand on my driver's side here, I do have my 8-speed, fairly sturdy shift lever that you're going to see in all the Toyota trucks. Parking brake, traffic, or brake hold right there. This is the magic thing where I can switch all my drive modes between sport and normal. I can engage my multi-terrain select, and then I can switch between sand and mud and different things. I also have my downhill control and my crawl mode right there. So this is sort of the magic button here. I can go from 4 high, 4 low over there. Just keep that in 2 high right there. And over here I can disconnect my front stabilizer bar, connect up my locking rear differential there, and I do have a good 360 camera. This will also trailer, have some trailer controls down here, and then over here I have a bunch of aux buttons, my automatic headlights, my rear tailgate fuel opening here, and I also control my fog lights and my light bar down here also. And I do have lots of voltage and I do have lots of wattage that I can access, 2400 in this hybrid, which I can engage right there and tap into that power, which is another plus of the hybrid. Now this one does come with this digital rear view mirror, and when we had it packed full of gear in the back, it does come in handy. You do get the classic Toyota large digital instrument cluster. Now you do have 3 different modes or 3 different screens you can customize, and you can see 1, 2, and 3, and then you can customize between each one of them what you have in the middle of each one of these, your tach and your speedometer, and you can also customize what you have there in the middle. Also, I've been keeping this on 1. Let's see how I have that one customized. I have it customized for fuel economy and my turbo boost level there in the middle of the tachometer. You do get this nice chunky, fairly nice feeling steering wheel in this Trailhunter trim. And man, this is it's been nice. This is just one of those 4Runner things. All the 4Runner owners know how useful this is. This is key when you're cramming stuff in. If you got surfboards, anything long hauling stuff, this is really nice. And it's a lot of fun just cruising around on a nice day. You can put all the windows down or just open this. You get nice airflow through. Now this hatch will not auto open with this window down, which is something we had to learn this week. 40-some cubic feet of very, very useful cargo room down here. Yes, the load floor is high because of the battery. Little tiny storage here under there. Also, I think it's kind of unique that your 12-volt batteries back here. It's pretty interesting. A lot of folks will say, hey, there's a 3rd row option. This is all the cup holder stuff, but all these little nooks and crannies, this little guy here, very useful for little stuff. We had this jam-packed, this box, we just jam-packed this stuff, jam-packed it this week. You can see some speakers here, so very nice storage space. Oh, this does come with an air pump for all of your fun toys, or if you need to air down or anything like that. And this is the key, 2400 watts again for overlanding. The hybrid is the way to go to connect up some power. These back seats do recline, but they also flip up like this. So you're not going to get like a huge flat load floor back here, but I know 4Runner owners, they know what this is all about and like it. But even with these seats down, you can see there's a little bit of a hump there. And for 4 adults this week, this car was great. It just lots of room, very comfortable. Again, this is a all my keister up here again. This is pretty comfortable back here. Good headroom, of course. This big box, you 2 USB-Cs. You can access 120 volt power right there. Your own rear air vents, no rear air control, couple door pockets, but even back here, good storage in the door for your passengers. Get this nice grab handle here, little hook right there, nice shelf up here, 2 USB-Cs here, and a wireless charger, which is nice, and also good storage in here. Good size glove box. This has been kind of controversial this week, but I kind of like it. I kind of dig the Toyota thing here. You got this sort of concrete-ish, sort of marbly looking texture here, and you get these nice cool orange striping. So I don't know, I think this is a fun looking interior Toyota, you know, from a Toyota standpoint. Again, I like this classic font, and this shelf right here is useful. And look at that, another USB-C, so it's a perfect passenger phone charging area. Now this one is pretty high, you know, this is the top of the trim level, so of course you get heated and cooled front seats. Oddly enough, no heated rear seats, which at this price point you should at least have heated rear seats. That was very, very strange. Again, you have this powered telescoping tilting steering wheel here. This steering wheel is heated, of course. Again, your ventilation. Let's start this puppy up. You get these sturdy toggle knobs that don't show anything on the screen unless you're using it, which is kind of interesting. They don't light up unless you actually, so you have to kind of look along top here what's going on. Heated seats there, big chunky knobs on this auto dual zone climate here, and your volume knob right there. This is the only thing I ever felt, you know, worth complaining about. It's just, it's nice and big and chunky, but it's rather light feeling to the fingers there. So yeah, fully loaded. Again, no sunroof, but we do have the JBL system in here with this kind of fun detachable a little Bluetooth speaker. Again, if you're heading to the beach or camping, it's a nice little touch. Bit of a horn check here to really annoy people. Okay. Oh my, that was surprising. I thought it was gonna be a little tougher sounding than that. Okay, let's back up here. Another nice thing this week, as you can see, here's my 360 camera system. The turning radius on this has been fantastic. This is so easy to maneuver. And I think that's what's been so fun about this 4Runner, is just how approachable it is and just how likable it is from a personality standpoint. It's not intimidating at all to drive, and I think that's you know, you see this thing and you go, oh my, that thing's gonna be unwieldy on pavement. It's born to be on the rocks and in the mud. But out here on the pavement, it's just got to be too unwieldy, and that's not been the case. So yeah, just highly maneuverable, easy to just do your daily errands with. Before we get over to our uphill dig, I do want to give a big hearty thank you for pressing play today. We really do appreciate that here at Beyond the Test Drive. Check out everything we have on our channel. If you are not a subscriber, definitely check it out. And if you like what you see, we would love to have you subscribe and come along for the drive. And don't forget to hit the like button. Even if you don't subscribe, liking is the lifeblood of all automotive YouTubers. Well, I'll keep it in normal mode because, you know, this is what we're doing. We're commuting. It's a busy 2-lane road with a 50-mile-per-hour speed limit this way. So sometimes you just got to get out in traffic and hit it. $60. That's always fun. Let me tell you about this iForce Max engine. It moves this 4Runner around with a lot of gusto, regular daily drivability, it's a real pleasure as far as how it moves the vehicle. You know, obviously without the hybrid system, it's going to lose a little bit of that, but you're still going to have that torque with just the regular 2.4 turbo. It is a sewing machine sounding, not very pleasant thing, and I will tell you that the 8-speed this week, first gear is geared really low, as you would imagine. You need a really low first gear on this, so it will hard shift from first to second fairly often, which has been a little bit of surprise. I'm not sure if that's something specific to this specific unit or that's a common trait, but generally some hard shifts over the whole 8-speed if you really got it down mashed to the pedal. Now I will have to go ahead and put this window down so you can hear the intake over there by the passenger window. I think it's cool, I really do. If you like turbo sounds, it's just kind of fun and quirky. Passengers here, it's always there, even with the window up, you will always hear that thing whistling. Again, it's a little bit of a party trick. I'm not sure, again, if I didn't have a whole lot of hard feelings between this and the TRD Off-Road Pro, I would get the Off-Road Pro just not to have that constant whistling over there. But anyway, it's kind of fun, it's kind of neat. Just starting with ride comfort, this is one of the very few vehicles where I've been seeking out like really bad roads, because you just want to hit every bump you can find, because this handles it so well. It does not get unsorted at all. And even just moderate sort of bumpy roads, as a passenger, there's no head bobbing, which a lot of other, you know, just regular car-based SUVs, there is a lot of head bobbing with the passengers, and that's just not the case here. So I don't know what Toyota did for the overall ride comfort, but this thing just rides really well. Now the other thing, in addition to ride quality, is the handling and steering itself. This thing it's quick to turn in. You got really nice weighted steering. Really surprised at how they've dialed this steering in to be just about right as far as weighting. With these big 33-inch tires on here, it's surprising how much you can just toss this puppy around. So yeah, just how this rides, how it turns in, it's just incredible backcountry road manners for such an off-road capable vehicle. Now, it's not all sunshine and flowers. The brake pedal itself, very strong brakes on here, as you would expect, but fairly grabby. It took me a good many days to sort of dial in my muscle memory on this brake pedal. So, and then passengers are like, oh, their heads are going forward. So where your head's not bobbing back and forth with the handling, I have bobbed my passengers' heads around with my braking, you know, brake pedal skills. So if you test drive this, just keep that in mind. It's something you'll eventually get used to. The other thing is the hybrid system. It will try to cut off when drifting, and the restart is a little noticeable. Fortunately, it doesn't happen a lot. Again, the way this is set up, this is more not trying to really save fuel. Now, when you are in a parking lot or pulling out, this will try to stay in EV mode, but boy, you really have to feather the pedal. It will not move out from a stop in EV mode. Like right there, it just started the gas engine. Once you get it going and kind of drifting at low speeds, you can kind of keep a very small foot on the throttle and you can quietly maneuver around in the parking lot. Okay, we are out here on the highway. I have got the cruise control set at 70, I do now, and I also have the lane centering function enabled. Toyota's radar adaptive cruise is one of the few that I really do trust in stop and go traffic. I think it works really well. It's very natural. Of course, it's asking me to grab the wheel now, but this does track fairly well down center of the lane if you want to use this out on the highway. One of the few systems I'll use in stop and go traffic is the Toyota system. So this one also did very well in a lot of bad traffic this past week. Out here on the highway, surprisingly, this is really quiet. You do have some wind noise over the mirrors here. The tires are surprisingly quiet for how big they are. 69 dBs at 70 miles per hour. I also got a question from a viewer a couple weeks ago about the Honda Passport Trail Sport that we had, so I'll put those dBs up there also with this top of the line 4Runner with the biggest tires. So interesting how quiet this is. The other thing, I'll turn the cruise control off, this will actually run on you, and what I mean by that is you have to watch your speed on the highway. You can really let it get away. You have to pay attention. Not a lot of cars do that. A lot of cars you have to sort of coax them to stay at speed. This one will just you've got to, it's surprising. Again, big brick going down the road. Seat comfort, excellent. Again, top of the line seats here, very, very comfortable. The lumbar is just super nice and powerful, and you can adjust it up and down. Visibility's pretty good all the way around. So really enjoy, surprisingly how well road mannered this is out on the highway. Again, the steering is just tight on center. The one thing though, and we'll get into this, is let me talk about the stereo real fast. We do have the top of the line JBL. It's good. Again, for this type of vehicle, again, you're gonna have to do that upgrade. Oh my God, come on folks, this is where you get like, okay, let's do it. No, you're not doing that. Okay, woohoo. All right, yeah, that's just dangerous. That's such a differential in speed. Okay, yeah, the JBL system, decently sounding. It's not something I would die over as far as trying to get it in a trim, you know, buying a specific trim level for it. The JBL speaker's fun, but the one thing, let's talk about fuel economy. I'm not sure what's going on. This is rated for like 22 overall. We haven't got close to that. We've been doing, you can see right now, the trip computer is saying 18. One pump fill, I had 19. Another pump fill like 18 and a half. General highway driving, a good combination of city driving, stop and go. I don't know, it's rated for 22 overall. I would love to hear folks who own these what your experience has been, because usually we hit the EPA numbers. I did not take this out for an extended, you know, just highway drive where it should got like 24 or something. But yeah, this again, I'll put the numbers up there, but given the capabilities, the power of the engine, it's not something that would be a deal breaker for me. Now, trim level wise, you know, the SR5, you know, low 40s, I still think that's going to have the fun vibe of this Trailhunter. This Trailhunter is just kind of a demonstration platform of what a 4Runner could be. Base engine on that, I think that's a cool, funky vehicle. So the one I'd probably get though would be the TRD Off-Road. That would be kind of, I think, I would do this Hybrid Max, mainly because it does have the 2400 watts of power and the torque is remarkable. Drivability is really good. That's going to be coming around 52-ish. And yes, this Everest green would be my color choice. I'm not a green paint person, but I think this is just really suited well for the shape of this vehicle and what it's intended to do. So Everest green, Hybrid Max, TRD Off-Road would be my choice. Yeah, I wasn't in the best of moods this morning after a long, great week of vacation, trying to get back into the swings of daily life. No, I wasn't in a good mood, but hanging out with this Everest green 4Runner has, you know, it's lifted my spirits. And really appreciate you coming along for the drive today. Definitely consider subscribing. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if it's brought you any value at all. And as always, have a great day, morning, or evening, wherever you may be.